Because this intern was hiding a secret that would destroy everything this CEO thought he knew about power. Stick around, because this story will blow your mind. Meet Jeffrey Blackwood, silver-haired, ruthless, the kind of CEO who built his empire on fear and intimidation. For 20 years, Jeffrey ruled Blackwood Industries like a tyrant. His cruel laughter echoed through boardrooms across 3 continents. His word was law. His cruelty, legendary. But every tyrant has a weakness, and Jeffrey's was about to walk right into his boardroom. Now, before we dive in, smash that like button. It helps us reach more people with these incredible tales. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Picture this. A glass-walled conference room on the 42nd floor. 12 board members sitting in uncomfortable silence. Morning sun streaming through massive windows. And in the corner, a quiet 22-year-old intern named David Williams. Jeffrey's eyes land on David like a predator spotting prey. David, isn't it? The disdain in Jeffrey's voice could cut glass. Tell me, boy, what exactly do you think you're contributing besides diversity statistics? Can you imagine? In front of the entire board. Every eye in that room turned to David, his hands trembling slightly. I'm here to learn, sir, and contribute where I can. But Jeffrey wasn't done. Oh no, he was just getting started. Contribute? Jeffrey's laugh was like nails on a chalkboard. 3 weeks of silence. Did affirmative action reach our intern program? Sarah Chen, the only woman on the board, tried to intervene. Jeffrey, perhaps we should... Silence! His fist slammed that mahogany table so hard, crystal glasses jumped. The entire room flinched. I bet Daddy pulled strings, didn't he? What's he do? Janitor? Bus driver? And here's where it gets heartbreaking, folks. My father is deceased, sir. David's voice stayed steady, but you could hear the pain underneath. Did Jeffrey stop? Show an ounce of humanity? Of course not. Oh, the sob story. Single mother, 3 jobs, bootstraps, save it. This is a boardroom, not a charity. But in that moment, David didn't flinch. He looked Jeffrey square in the eye. Not with fear, but with something else. Something colder, like a man taking notes. And behind his stillness was preparation. Now here's the moment everything changed. Instead of breaking down, instead of running away, David felt something snap inside him. But it wasn't anger, it was something much more powerful. Calm. He reached into his briefcase. Since you're interested in my background, David pulled out a manila folder. Perhaps you'd like to know about my family. Jeffrey was practically salivating. This should be rich. Your grandmother cleaned for the Rockefellers? And then, David placed a single document on that table. A stock certificate. My father's name was James Williams, also known as James Wellington. Guys, the blood literally drained from Jeffrey's face. Wellington Holdings? Sarah Chen gasped, studying the document. This is legitimate. Let that sink in. Wellington Holdings, Blackwood Industries' largest investor. 47% ownership, 15 years of silent partnership. The man Jeffrey had just humiliated, he was the son of his biggest investor. That's impossible, Jeffrey whispered. But David was just getting started. He stood up, and suddenly, this quiet intern commanded the entire room. My father died 6 months ago. Pancreatic cancer. He left me everything. Every share, every vote, every decision about this company's future. Including leadership decisions. Jeffrey's hands started shaking. You're nobody. You can't just... I'm the majority shareholder, and I've spent 3 weeks watching you. I know exactly what kind of man you are." Can you imagine the panic in Jeffrey's voice? "This is ridiculous. You think you can waltz in here and... I think I can fire you right now, and I think I will." The CFO nervously cleared his throat. Wellington Holdings does have voting power to remove the CEO. And that's when Jeffrey completely lost it. Wait! Jeffrey's voice cracked like a teenager's. "I was testing you. It's just business." But David wasn't having it. "Everything is personal, Mr. Blackwood. Every cruel word, every humiliation. That's not business. That's who you are. Don't do this. I've built everything around this job. Please, I have a family." And here's where David delivered the knockout punch. Like Janet Morrison's family when you fired her for taking time off during her son's hospitalization? Or John Kim's mortgage before you blacklisted him? Jeffrey's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. "I've done my homework. 6 months of investigation before I even applied. The harassment settlements, discrimination lawsuits, employees who quit rather than endure your terror." David turned to the board. "I'm proposing new direction for Blackwood Industries, one that honors dignity." Then he looked at Jeffrey, now slumped like a deflated balloon. "Your reign ends today. The shareholders won't..." "I've contacted Patterson Group and Morrison Investments. Together we control 63%, more than enough to restructure leadership." Game over. 1 hour later, it was done. Jeffrey's security badge, deactivated. Company car, confiscated. Corner office, packed up while he sat in the lobby, staring at walls. As sunset painted the city gold, David stood in what had been Jeffrey's office. Sarah Chen found him there. "How does it feel?" "Hollow," David said. "I thought I'd feel vindicated. Mostly I just feel sad. Sad it took this long. Sad so many people suffered." "Your father would be proud." "Maybe. He always said the true measure of a person isn't how they treat equals, but how they treat those who can't fight back." Jeffrey failed that test every day. 3 months later, Blackwood Industries announced record profits. Employee satisfaction hit all-time highs. The company's diversity initiatives became industry models. David Williams graced Businessweek's cover as the new face of ethical leadership. And Jeffrey? He sat alone in his apartment, scrolling job listings, his arrogance finally broken by the weight of his cruelty. In the grand chess game of life, he'd never been the king, only a pawn who thought he was untouchable. But here's the thing that made this story legendary in business schools nationwide. For David, it was never about revenge. It was about justice, about honoring his father's memory, about proving that sometimes the meek really do inherit the earth. In his new office, David kept a photo, not of wealthy businessman James Wellington, but of James Williams, the man who taught him that true power comes from lifting others up. Because karma isn't about getting even, it's about becoming the person your enemies never expected you to be. The strongest people are often the quietest ones, watching, learning, waiting for the right moment to change the world. So what would you have done in David's shoes? Would you have revealed your identity immediately? Or would you have waited, like David did, to see someone's true character? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers, and every single one of you helps us share these incredible stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a story that could change how you see the world. Until next time, remember,